Where's my blue tape? Oh. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. Today we are starting a repair series, which we haven't done before. Kind of. Previously I showed you how to remove a bridge off of a guitar, but this is actually going to be kind of a restoration. This is a Robert Mattingly from 1975, number 147 that he built. I picked this up earlier this year at the Guild of American Luthiers at their annual convention, which happens every 3 to 4 years. Yes, it's annual. We don't do math. This guitar was part of the silent auction donated to them, and in order to support the Guild of American Luthiers, I bought this, mainly because I saw this as a great opportunity to learn with you on how to fix this. This was sold normally as a Luthier special, so we're going to kind of go over the entire instrument to figure out what all needs to be done. Right off the bat, obviously it's kind of ugly. It's missing the tapping plates, and we're going to be making new ones that will fit exactly to where this was. Also, it has a cracked side. I guess we can call it a cracked side. It also has one crack on the back here. It has several more smaller side cracks and a little bit of disruption up here. This is actually not in terrible condition. I've seen a lot worse. Actually, upon closer inspection, I'm also seeing that it has a crack alongside of the fingerboard. And then after that, I want to check the frets and kind of go over it as a whole to see exactly how bad this is. In order to do that, we're going to have to dig into this a little bit. First things first, and this is my standard motions when I start to look at any guitar to evaluate it for what it needs. I give it a visual inspection, so I'm looking at the top, and again, I'm noticing the crack right here, and there looks like there's a small crack appearing right here. Not that big of a deal. Obviously, the big thing are the sides, and yes, it's got some bonks and dings, and we'll take care of that. We're not going to go full refinish. We're just going to touch up what is already here. And then likewise for the back, this is pretty open. We're going to have to get creative with bringing this closed, but it's not going to be that bad. And then after that, I always, make sure to look at this outside side too. This one is a little bit worse, even though this doesn't look as bad. It actually has a cross grain. So I'll have to do something with that to bring it in. This doesn't look like it's going to need a side replacement. And then after that, I like to look at the frets. I like to see the condition that they're in. And then I look at the saddle in relation to the frets. What I'm going to do to make sure that everything is good is I'm going to measure from the edge of the nut to the middle of the 12th fret. And I am measuring out 325.5 millimeters, which means that if I bring the ruler down from here, 325, 326. So that means that there is only 1/2 of a millimeter of compensation. With this and the size of the saddle slot, we can kind of English that back a little bit to get the compensation we need within that. So I don't have to take off the bridge. I don't think I'm going to have to do anything with the fretboard. Now the frets themselves, they're pretty rounded over and ground down to be flat. I probably am going to consider doing a refret on this as well, just to bring it up to a, quote, modern playing standard, such as it is. Once I pull out the frets, I'll be able to plane the fingerboard, drop the action. Actually, I haven't even checked the action height on this yet. What I'm going to do there is I just like to set the ruler up here right in the middle, rest it down, and this appears like it's going to have a bit of a higher action than I would like to see, especially on a flamenco style guitar. With just a minimum amount of saddle projection, I'm seeing about 2.5 millimeters at the 12th fret. I think I would actually want to plane the fingerboard back a little bit to kind of change the geometry. So by laying the fingerboard back, I'll be able to get just a wee bit more saddle projection, allowing for a little bit more room for the player and a more contemporary style of action. We should be able to keep it somewhere around that 2.5, 2 3/4 of a millimeter just by changing the geometry ever so slightly. This will be really, really nice. Once that's all done, we should be able to get a new nut and saddle onto the guitar, and it should play pretty well. So this is going to be a fairly quick restoration, hopefully, we'll figure out what to do with this guitar once it's all done.